Hello, my name is Dustin Seeley, and I will be facing off with Seth uh, with the topic of block scheduling and traditional scheduling. And I will be for block scheduling. Um, I will talk about in this about planning, program variety, activities, um, teaching styles, skill development, um, in the learning environment, along with activity and academic achievement. First, when planning a block schedule as a teacher, you are able to have multiple activities in one class. So you could have a warm-up. You could have a fitness component. Then you could have maybe a skill development session, and then maybe a modified game of some sort. So right there, you're getting 4 different activities in one class period. You also, with that, you have more a variety of assessments, and you can better assess your students. Right now, my biggest problem with assessment in my classes is I just don't have a lot of time. I have kids in and out. I have kids waiting at the door while I'm telling kids to put equipment away. So it's hard for me, very hard for me, to find time to assess them properly. And with more time in a block scheduling, maybe you could eliminate one of those periods, maybe a skill development period, and you can watch videotape of a particular skill that you use with on Coach's Eye or something like that. You could have a portfolio, peer assessment, self-assessment. You could do a lot of different things just simply because I think you have more time. Along with that, you're going to have more activities. Right now, like I said, 25 minutes in, 25 minutes out. Kids are coming and going. I don't have time to go to the golf course, the bowling alley, or to a health club like that. So block scheduling with more time allows you to, if you have 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever it may be, allows you time to go out to the golf course and chip, or go to the driving range, or go bowling. So just block scheduling, I think, would allow kids to see that there is fitness and activities that you can do that are fun outside of the school, out in the community. Along with variety is variety in curriculum. You can use many different models, I feel like, sports education, outdoor, adventure, and some of these you can even incorporate into one class period. I really think that the outdoor and sports education, for me, is what I would like to use in a block scheduling, because it allows kids, not all kids are athletes, are going to be athletes for the rest of their life, so it allows kids to see what it might be to be a coach, or a referee, or a scorekeeper, or something like that. Outdoor, get outdoors. I mean, I know we live in Nebraska, so we can only do that probably a couple months out of the year, but still, I think being able to go someplace else, like the golf course, would allow kids to see that there are different types of activities. I know outdoor would be more like a hiking type of thing, but I think our kids would like that as well. Also, block scheduling, I think it allows you to use different teaching styles, and I think it, in my mind, I've never done it, but it would force you to use a different teaching style, because I don't think you could just be a use direct instruction and be successful in a block scheduling class. I think you have to. It's a more student-centered environment, and it allows. And again, you have time for students to discover different skills and games and capabilities, just because they have time to do that. So I feel like, in line with right now, I'm going back to 25 minutes in, 25 minutes out, but I feel like a lot of times I have to use direct instruction because of time. I got to get kids moving and going. There's not a lot of diversity, and sometimes when I do give them choice, I mean, it takes up a lot of time before they even get active. Skill development is another thing that I think students benefit from in a block schedule, just because they get more opportunity for more repetitions, because they have more time. And you get different practice block. You can have different practice sessions. You can have a block session one day, and then maybe the next day with the same skill you could have a random practice, or a random variety practice of the same skill. And corrective feedback and assessment is going to be more effective and on those skills. Learning environment is also increased in a block schedule because one reason, in a study I read, there's been decreased absences. And the teachers thought that was so because of the makeup work. There was a lot more work to make up for a 90-minute class period than a 45-minute class period, so it's double the work. But in that same study, they also said that both the teachers and students had more enthusiasm, and the cause of that is there's not so much cramming. You're not trying to cram all this information in one class period or two class periods. Instead you got 90 minutes. So teachers aren't overwhelmed with giving the information or activity, and the students aren't overwhelmed with receiving it. So they're not like, oh man, I got to learn how to do the serve, and I can't figure it out. And before they've even figured it out, we're on to a game or something like that. So they have more time to comprehend skills and directions. Same study, teachers felt like 70% of them said that they were less stressful in a blocked environment because it was just less hectic. That was their exact words. The environment was much more relaxed, and it wasn't so crazy. So that's what they said. And they also said that they have more time to get to know students. That the teachers, they really were able to gain relationships in a block scheduling environment because they're actually able to talk to students and go through different types of assessments and have conversations with the students and understand how they learn and their strengths and weaknesses, and allow the teacher to better teach the students. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about activity. There's a Texas study done not too long ago that included 74 block scheduled classes and 83 traditional. They both met for the same time, which was a little over 4,000 minutes. In that time, the block scheduling students were active for 3,150 minutes, while the traditional students were active about 2,250 minutes. So 78% of the time, block scheduled kids were active, while 55% of the traditional were active. So that's a lot more time that students were active. And they included in there that the intensity of the activities in the block scheduling was also increased. To me, this shows I would assume that students' fitness levels are increasing with that amount of activity and intensity. I think that it can only go up. And many studies have shown, and I'm sure some of you already know, but the better physically fit you are, the better you will do academically. It is proven. I know there's all sorts of studies that talk about different factors or components that play into that, but time and time after again, the people who are better physically fit, the students who are better physically fit, do better on academic test scores. And that's huge, especially in our educational system today with the priority on standardized testing. So I just think block scheduling would be great for both teachers and students. Allow students to really understand different parts of physical education, and you're able to instruct them and assess them more effectively. That's all I have. Thanks a lot. Bye.